live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
So, Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
He fought. Who did he fight this past weekend?
Junior
Dos Santos. So he fought Junior Dos Santos, and Junior Dos Santos was a heavy favorite to win this. It was UFC 2 something.
One of them 20 something.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's up there.
I can't keep track.
Yeah.
Because they do one every few weeks,
Yeah.
and it's just hard to keep up the number. So Junior Dos Santos comes into this fight a heavy favorite. One, because of his name, obviously. But two, because of his fighting style. And Francis Ngannou is a very unorthodox fighter.
Yes.
He's not your typical UFC fighter. His striking skills are immaculate.
Clearly.
But he doesn't have the background. Had to take a pause for the cause. But no, so he's an unorthodox fighter.
Yeah. Efficient though.
Right.
I mean, I don't know the terminology, but he's efficient.
He's made his way up through the ranks, which is how he even got to this Junior Dos Santos fight. Right. And not only did he beat him, he beat him in what, 90 seconds?
71.
I'm sorry. No disrespect, Mr. Ngannou.
71 seconds.
71 seconds, which is
a
pretty quick.
A minute and 11 seconds. Boom, boom.
And
one hit a quitter.
If you all, I'm not sure if you all watch UFC.
Because he was MMA, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of fights go the distance.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of just knockout in the first round. A lot of those fights go the distance. And to see that happen to someone like Junior Dos Santos, I think is worth digging into if Frank Ngannou deserve. Oh, Francis.
Francis.
They call him Frank on ESPN. If he deserves a title shot now. Yeah.
Well, clearly he feels like he does.
Well,
because he was still salty about the whole decision from the fight he had before this fight.
Right.
With Stipe, whatever his name is.
Right. Miocic.
Yeah, that right there.
So that fight, because Miocic now is the #1 contender.
Right, because he's fighting the champ.
The champion.
He's fighting him
at
like
the next
yes,
one.
at the next one.
I want to say maybe a week or two.
Yeah.
Because this is the one that is it not Misha Tate? What's her name? Chris Cyborg.
The lady we talked about.
Right. This is the one she's gonna be fighting in.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting. I he can't protest the
fight.
The fight.
No, he just gonna sit back and wait on whoever wins.
Right. If he sits back and waits on the winner.
Yeah.
I hope it's. I would like to see
them refight. Yes. Yeah, I think that's what he wants.
Yeah.
He wants his shot back to go back at him again.
And that'd be in grand fashion. He gets as a rematch.
As a championship.
Right, along with the title fight.
Yeah. Because, I mean, and I told you this when I was talking about this. Like, so what we're talking about is when he fought, what's his name? Miocic. There was a unanimous decision.
Right.
That he, so this fight went the distance, essentially. And there was a unanimous decision. He was salty then because he felt like it wasn't fair. It wasn't called, fairly or whatever. Because, like Jarrett said, he's an unconventional fighter. So a lot of the things that they might, I don't know about UFC, I just know about boxing and how they count a lot of when they're doing scoring of boxing, a lot of it's about the hits that are landed and all of that kind of stuff. And so he's a unconventional fighter.
Right.
So they talk about how he's not really his aren't on that, like, in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he might hit you, but it's off to the side.
Right.
But it's still so powerful that it's...
He's able to throw, and who else did I remark for this? I believe it was Conor McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
He's able to throw punches from different angles that aren't conventional.
Right.
Like, when you see boxers, you see most boxers kind of fight the same way. And if you guys saw the fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Conor McGregor, you saw that Conor McGregor was throwing punches from... His punches just looked kind of weird.
Right.
You know, they weren't conventional punches that you would see from a boxer. So,
Right.
Francis Ngannou, he kind of throws punches in the same way.
Right. And so I feel like that's what he felt punished.
Right, because
he's not
your
doing
typical,
what you normally
right.
see, and so he felt punished for that. And so I think he's been a little upset
Oh yeah.
ever since, because I told you
he's showing it.
yeah. So not only did he win this particular fight in 71 seconds, his last 3 fights have only lasted 2 minutes and 22 seconds altogether.
In total.
Altogether.
Yeah.
So I think he's on a rampage, and I'm going to be curious to see how this turns out.
You know, it's funny too. So the champion right now is Daniel Cormier.
Yes.
And shout out to Daniel Cormier. I think he's an excellent fighter. He can't get over John Bones Jones for whatever reason. Well, I mean, I guess some people would say it's the performance enhancers. But it's just, their fighting styles, like John Jones is just too long for Daniel Cormier. I think this would be a good fight. Let's just say...
You mean Francis and Cormier?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that I would rather see the Miocic fight with Ngannou.
It's just for redemption, though, for
right.
me.
But I think that the Cormier Ngannou fight would be probably a better fight.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know?
Well, I hope he gets his shot.
I do too. Shout out to him.
I mean, I was just impressed with the fact that you've had 3 fights.
Right.
And it's been 2 minutes and 22 seconds worth of fight. And you making paper, like, off of seconds.
Yeah,
like,
right.
it's like, what?
Like, I made this much money in such and such seconds.
Right.
Really?
Right.
I'm in the wrong
How do you
field.
even calculate that? Like, oh, okay.
I am in the wrong field.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, so I just we try not to make it. We talk so much about football and basketball,
yeah.
and those are mainstream sports in America.
Right.
And so that's why we do that, and that's where a lot of the focus goes. But it's so much other stuff. Shout out to the USA, to the U.S. women's
national
yes, like
they're going to the finals.
Yeah, go do your thing. Like this is the type of stuff, or to Coco.
Yes.
What, I can't think of her last name.
I
Just
just
beat
looked it up,
Venus in the first round of Wimbledon. And just
Wimbledon.
I'm just like, wait, what? She's 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking like, wow, okay. She's from the A, by the way.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she's from the A. She trains in
Coco
Florida.
Golf. Yeah.
Yeah, she trains in
Corey.
Yep, that's her real name. They call her Coco. But yeah, she trains in Florida, but she's from Atlanta.
Okay.
She's an Atlanta native. So yeah.
See, you be doing that too. I don't know nobody else from Atlanta. I don't know nobody else from Atlanta. Anytime somebody pop up that's from Atlanta, you know she's from.
I'm just saying.
I do the same thing.
I know. I know.
I think everybody listening knows.
Yeah. But yeah, so we try to mix it up, you know, and not just talk about those things, because sports it's such a big gamut of things, and so yeah, that's why we wanted to make sure we shouted him out today.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good stuff, sir.
One quick note, Venus.
We already had this conversation.
We had this conversation already. We love you. Please, don't do this to us.
I don't even know what else
Don't
to say.
do this to
I
us.
love you so much, and I respect your game so much, and I just don't want you to be. We've had this conversation about people who are at the top of pinnacle of their game and not playing until they just diminish to the point people not even gonna
Like
remember
being
what you
done with
did.
the game and not having the game be done with you.
Yes, ma'am. It's out of love.
You teetering.
It's out of love. This is nothing. This is not salty. This is not a. This is out of love, ma'am. That we really say, like, really, like maybe you can go coach Coco.
They got a whole singles tour. She could coach.
Coach, you know what I mean?
Right.
You would be an awesome coach. I feel that.
I think so too.
Like it's still room for you in tennis.
It's some young girls in Compton that.
You
know what
come
I'm
on.
saying? Like,
or you in Miami, cause.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Like it's okay. It's okay.
It's all right.
And like Coco said, she was like she said I had to put it aside that I'm playing Venus because she's one of my idols.
Right.
So you are
a legend.
A legend. And we just don't want you to go
just bow out gracefully.
Oh God.
Anyway.
Now put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.